Hello everyone, you join me for a very quick review today with Mazda's 2025 CX-50 GS-L. The GS-L here in Canada is the base trim, and there's some quite abnormal features to a base level trim here in this product that make this feel more upmarket than the price point would represent. One of the big elements to that is this ash ochre optional interior color scheme. It's nice to have some color variation. I'm sure if it was all black here for the leatherettes, might feel a little bit dark. It wouldn't feel quite as special. Here to have something different outside of what you would come to expect on a base level trim for any of these compact SUVs makes the Mazda just stand out a little bit more. Features worth highlighting that are standard in this trim include the panoramic roof, the wireless phone charger, the digital and physical instrument cluster layout, a whole suite of Mazda safety tech, and for 2025, one of the new additions is automatic stop-start to the base 2.5-litre four-cylinder engine, which is the one I'm driving right now. Doesn't have the turbo, just 2.5 litres of natural aspiration. Initially I thought I would miss the turbo, but this engine does offer up more than enough grunt and can get you by in all sorts of day-to-day driving activities that I have not known to miss it. But if you're upsold the turbo at the dealership and then you get into this, you will get that sense of a lack of urgency perhaps. It's not something that is a demerit to this product, but once you've experienced the faster, more exciting version of this car, you might have that bias towards that this isn't enough, and I can assure you that it is plenty. One of the best aspects of Mazda's brand is that they are fairly consistent in the driving feel across their products, and this CX-50 did go through a few revisions in the 2024 model year to make the steering a little bit tighter and the ride a little more compliant. The ride is certainly on the firmer end of the spectrum, but it is in no way punishing or a nuisance to live with. I'm driving here on winter tires on a hot evening here in June, and on 18-inch wheels, so this is probably the most malleable the ride is going to be. You can see here over a slightly choppy bit of road, I'm moving about a bit. I can get a sense of what the road is like, and personally I like this. Makes it feel like I'm driving more of a sports sedan than I am a compact mainstream SUV, and it carries through with the brake feel, the way that the suspension loads up in a corner. Again, it makes you think that you're in a sedan rather than a crossover where, name any of its rivals, they're as compliant as they can be so that the drive feels as effortless as possible and, in my mind, as dull as possible. This, though, has charm, has character, has some level of enthusiasm that even if you weren't into cars, you could probably appreciate that you have a better sense of connection with this car. So for example, the steering's a little heavier. Feel like you need to work your shoulders, your pecs, your arms a little bit more than you would in a Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. And then you come up to a roundabout, just as I'm doing now, and you get that nice sense of the suspension loading down onto one corner and holding in to that level without ever getting uncontrollable or floppy. So driving aspects great. The interior of this CX-50 I think is screwed together exceptionally well. The leatherettes that are here have a good amount of padding to them. They're a little bit grainy, but for a base level trim in a mainstream product, it is perfectly acceptable. The seats, cloth and leatherette, and crucially cloth in the middle, so they're quite breathable. That color scheme and material choice carries on to the rear seats, and for someone that's 6'4", such as myself, I can sit behind myself with my head grazing and knees pressed a little bit into the seat. Certainly not uncomfortable. I could spend a fair amount of time back there, but if you want more sizable products, look at the CR-V or Nissan Rogue for their back seats capabilities. Like the CR-V, the rear doors of this Mazda CX-50 swing out almost to 90 degrees, and that is a good feature if you're a parent with a baby or a young child and getting into their car seat, is something engineered into this product that you will appreciate greatly. The rear trunk has almost all of the features you can ask for. You see you've got some pulleys to drop the seats down, a space underneath the false floor for your space saver spare wheel, and a way to store away the security cover. One thing that I would love to see, and I know not many mainstream SUV products have this, but some kind of ski pass-through in the middle seat, or just have three-way folding seats. That's a feature I could very easily be upsold on if it was available. And finally, when it comes to the infotainment, we get the 10.25-inch screen with touchscreen capability, although it only works when you're at a stop and only in the Apple CarPlay menu, doesn't work in the rest of the Mazda's infotainment system to change around the vehicle settings or anything like that. I love using this rotary wheel. I am a Mazda owner myself, so probably a little bit of bias in there of how easy I find it to use. I just think it's a system that makes sense. I'm okay with not using the touchscreen, and I'm okay that the screen is a little bit further away because it's more natural for me to reach down with my right hand, do all the access there while still keeping my eyes on the road. At highway speeds, I think the ride gets even more compliant, and I don't find this interior noisy at all. All-round visibility is excellent, and even though this is a base level audio system, just putting it on a moderate volume is enough to drown out all the wind noise or road noise on a long distance drive. So that's my thoughts, quick summary towards the Mazda CX-50. At this price point, I think a very impressive product. I'm surprised I don't see more people in this base trim. It's got really everything you could ask for. Got a little bit of a unique selling feature with its driving character, and I think it looks great. Especially now in 2025, you can get a green exterior paint called Cypress. I would buy this product just for the paint alone. That's how much I like it. So that's everything I have to say. Thank you very much for taking the time to watching this video, and I hope to see you again on the channel soon.